On a recent episode of The View, a fiery debate broke out among the co-hosts about former President Barack Obama's continued silence on Donald Trump, and it's safe to say Ana Navarro didn't hold back. The discussion was sparked by a New York Times article that criticized Obama for not calling out Trump by name during a rare public appearance, even though he did warn about the state of American democracy. While some hosts brushed off the critique, saying the Obamas have no obligation to speak out, Navarro strongly disagreed, challenging the idea that silence is acceptable in these unprecedented political times. Joy Behar kicked things off with her usual mix of wit and insight, joking, "Because he's a gentleman, that's why," when asked why Obama would mention Trump by name. Sunny Hostin chimed in with a more serious perspective, suggesting that the responsibility to speak up lies more with those currently complicit in the administration's actions, not with the Obamas, who have already done their part. This viewpoint is fairly common, that the former First Family gave 8 years of service and has earned the right to step away from political mudslinging. But Ana Navarro wasn't buying that argument. With passion in her voice, she made it clear that the times we're living in are anything but normal, and that in times of crisis, silence from leaders who once held the highest office in the land can feel like abandonment. "I love that Obama is living his best life right now. He's happy. He's making money, making movies, doing all sorts of things," she said. "But you know what? America is in danger. Our democratic values are in danger." She didn't stop there. Navarro emphasized that everyone has a responsibility to defend democracy, especially those with a platform. "Some of us have a bigger voice, some of us have a smaller voice," she said. "But if we care about democratic values being threatened by Donald Trump, then we all have a duty to speak up." According to Navarro, now is not the time for neutrality or nostalgia. It's a time for action and vocal opposition. She acknowledged that under normal circumstances, former presidents typically avoid criticizing their successors, especially within the first year. But, as she sharply pointed out, well, this isn't a honeymoon period. This is a nightmare. Navarro reminded viewers that history has shown moments when former presidents put politics aside and stood united on moral or national issues. She believes this is one of those moments. In her final push, Navarro called on all living former presidents, George W. Bush, Bill Clinton, Joe Biden, and yes, Barack Obama, to stand together and condemn what she sees as a presidency that serves one man, not the nation. They should step up and say, "We've done the job. This guy isn't doing the job for the country, he's doing it for himself," she declared. This spirited exchange on The View didn't just highlight differing opinions on political etiquette, it showcased a broader national debate about leadership, accountability, and what it means to protect democracy in the modern era. Navarro's words might not have convinced her fellow co-hosts, but they certainly lit a fire under the conversation, one that reflects the urgency many Americans feel heading into a pivotal election season.